Welcome back. Today, we're exploring the biblical courage it takes to walk away from what harms your spirit. I am your host for tonight. Call me Mesirita. I am God's favorite, whom He has consistently shown mercy. Come with me, let's crack on. When your spirit feels heavy, when your prayers feel blocked, when you're constantly explaining away red flags, when you're surviving instead of thriving, and the hardest truth begins to whisper, this is harming you. But here's the struggle. Sometimes the place harming you is familiar. Sometimes it's a relationship. Sometimes it's a church, a job, a friendship, or even a version of yourself you've outgrown. And you've been taught that leaving means you're weak. That leaving means you failed. That leaving means you lack faith. But what if staying is what's killing your spirit? Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Guarding your heart is not selfish, it's spiritual stewardship. I'm talking about the biblical courage to walk away from environments that harm your spirit. Not out of bitterness, not out of pride, but out of obedience. Because sometimes the most anointed thing you can do is leave. Do you know God never assigned you to stay where you are spiritually dying? Let's crack on. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, bad company corrupts good character. Environment matters. Influence matters. You cannot heal in the same place that keeps reopening your wounds. Even Abraham and Lot in Genesis to preserve peace. Abraham didn't hate Lot, but proximity was creating strife. Separation was preservation. Sometimes God allows separation not to punish you, but to protect you. Even Jesus walked away. We need to stop romanticizing suffering that God did not assign. In Luke 4:28-30, when the crowd tried to throw Jesus off a cliff, the Bible says he passed through their midst. He walked right through them and went on his way. He didn't stay to prove a point. In Matthew 10:14, Jesus told the disciples, if anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, shake the dust off your feet. Notice, he didn't say argue, he didn't say convince. The Bible never says to endure abuse. It calls for the courage to walk away from what harms your spirit. He said, leave. Even in John 6, any disciples walked away. Jesus didn't chase them. Not everyone is meant to go where God is taking you. Loyalty should not cost you obedience. Some of you are staying because you feel loyal. But hear this, loyalty that contradicts obedience is idolatry. Samuel 15:22 says, obedience is better than sacrifice. Sometimes staying feels sacrificial, but it's disobedient. And Galatians 1:10 asks, am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? If you've been feeling spiritually drained, emotionally heavy, or stepping away from relationship, church, job, or friendship, this message is for you. God does not call you to remain where your spirit is dying. It's time to protect your peace. Protect your peace. Guard your heart. Trust the exit. Subscribe for weekly healing and faith-based encouragement. That's all for today. Remember, protect your peace and have the courage to walk away. See you next time.